If you use our RexID decoder to read your cards, trying to figure out the format, facility code, and card number, and the software will give you an error of cannot read the card. First thing you want to do is reposition the card on the decoder device. Sometimes it could be a simple repositioning of the card can fix the reading. If it cannot read at all, there are a few possibilities. Number one is that your card is a high frequency card. So the proximity cards has a high frequency and low frequency. The high frequency will be 13.56 megahertz. And the low frequency will be 125 kHz. And our decoder works with the low frequency cards, the 125 kHz cards. So if your card is a high frequency card, you cannot read the data. So that's the number one reason. How can you tell if your card is a high frequency or low frequency? Here's a very simple trick you can do just with a cell phone. Use the cell phone flashlight function and backlit the card. You can see the antenna wire inside the card. You can have an estimate of the frequency of the card. Let me show you how. So here I have two cards next to each other. I am backlighting them with LED lights. But if you don't have a LED light source, just use your cell phone, backlit the card, shine from behind the card. Near the edge, you can see the antenna wire inside the cards. So on the left, you can see the wire is very, very thin. It's about the same thickness as the card itself. So that's a high frequency card, that's 13.56 amperes. And on the right, the antenna is much thicker. So that is a low frequency card. That's a 125 kHz card. This is the type of card that our software can read and can decode and encode blank cards with your specified format, card number, all those stuff. But if you cannot read your card, chances are it is a high frequency card, like this one on the left. The antenna wires are thin, so that's how you can tell. So that's the number one thing you want to check when our decoder cannot read your card. You want to see, is it because it's a high frequency card? So the number two reason that the decoder may not be able to read your card, it could be your card is a low frequency card. However, the card that you have is password protected. That means when you buy those cards, they are encoded with password. They can only be read by certain readers that are compatible with your card that can decode that password. Our RexID decoder does not decode the password, different types of passwords. So if you cannot read and your card is a low frequency card, chances are your card might be password protected. And the third type of card that you don't get a reading, it could be it's in a very rare format. In this case, you want to do manual analysis and read the raw data of the cards. Ideally, read 3 consecutive card numbers, just 3 cards, read their raw data and upload it to the software. And our engineer will work on the back end to be able to incorporate your rare format into our encoding system. So these are the 3 reasons that our decoder may not be able to read your card. Number one is your card might be a high frequency card. And the easy way to detect is to use your cell phone's flashlight function. Backlit the card and see the antenna wire inside the card. See the thickness. If it's super thin, like the thickness of the card itself, then it's a high frequency card. If it's very thick, several thicknesses of the card, is a low frequency card, and our decoder only deals with low frequency cards. The number two reason the decoder may not read your card is because your card could be a low frequency card. However, it is password protected. It requires special reader that can decode your particular password. So that's the second reason. The third one will be low frequency card. Our reader does not read, and we need you to do manual analysis to upload the raw data for our engineers to analyze the data to be able to incorporate your rare format into the system. And you do not need to mail us physical cards if it's the third scenario. I hope this is helpful. I hope you're enjoying our RexID decoder encoder software.